Hello.
I'm here.
Welcome.
Welcome.
As you probably read in the thumbnail, today we're going to be converting the electric. We call it electric? I guess it's all still really electric. We're replacing the original lever-mounted brake switch and we're replacing it with the hydraulic brake switch. Again, Thomas rides this bike like a proper adventure bike. It's got 43,000 kilometers on it and it has seen its fair share of the trails for sure. So he has gone and ripped off the wire down here. So rather than trying to fumble with this, where is it? Let me just find it here. Rather than trying to resolder this little guy here, this is the actuator that turns the brake light on and off. We're gonna convert it to this guy here. So $12 on Amazon, guys. Super, super cheap. So we're gonna get into the repair now. This is the culprit. This is the wire that ripped off the switch, which this guy here, there's a little carrier right here, which actually is the brake stop. This actually threads into the back end of it, and when the lever or the tab on the back of the brake lever pushes in this button, you get your brake light. I know a lot of you understand how this works, but for those that don't, that's how your rear brake light is actuated. So again, we're going to bypass this. We're actually going to remove the wiring. We're going to cut up. We're going to remove the seat. We're going to remove the side panel here, which is just right here. So we'll remove the seat first. We'll take off the side panel. There's a 4mm bolt here, one here, one here. We'll get the seat off. We'll get that off, and then we will unroute the cable that runs up through the frame of the bike because we're going to use that to cut into it. So let's get started. All right, so we're just going to take off the seat. I've already released it. Get that out of the way. And again, as I mentioned, you've got 1, 2, 3 bolts to remove, which are just 4mm. I already loosened them off. So I'm actually going to go and remove the master cylinder, the brake fluid reservoir as well, just to make it a bit easier to get this panel back on more than off. It's a bit tight to get it back into its proper position with it on. So we'll just take this off. And this will expose the wiring loom that we need to get to. I'm going to take that off as well. So we'll just take this off. This. There we go. Take that off. I'll just put this back up temporarily so it stays in the right position. Okay. All right, so now we have to just trace this wire up through the frame and figure out where it plugs in. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove, there's 2 zip ties in here that I'm going to cut off. It's garbage day. Don't mind the sounds of the truck in the back. Something so freeing about garbage day. I don't know what it is. Garbage day is like a big thing. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a dad and there's always so much trash in this house. Walking out Thursday mornings and leaving that at the curb feels so good. Sorry, I digress. So now we're just going to pull this off. And what I'll do, just to make sure that this is the right switch, is unplug it and test it. Okay, so I just tested this. I unplugged this switch here just to make sure that it was actually the brake switch that was being removed, and it is, so that's good. I will also mention that you've got to push on this up the frame because there is a small metal tab right here that actually holds this and switch, so it's a great design actually. So I'm then going to go down below here and I'm just going to push the wire through the bracket that holds the brake switch in place, and it'll make it a bit easier for me to fish the wire up and out of the way. So with that, now I can pull the wire out completely. So the new part that we're replacing, obviously it doesn't have the same connector. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this and we will put some clips on here and that'll be it. So I've basically gone and connected these just with some quick little connectors. Okay, I got some heat shrink here, which I'm going to just go ahead and shrink now. And then what I did is I took another piece of heat shrink, a bigger piece, just to cover all of it, just to keep you know, water and dirt out. So we'll just go ahead and use that now and cover that up. So that didn't shrink down as much as I wanted it to, so I'm just going to take a bit of electrical tape and just do these ends here quickly. Okay, so I've taken the two cables and made one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out the banjo bolt, and the two washers that come out will no longer be needed, and we will put this on with the new seals, the new O-rings that come with the hydraulic switch. So another important thing when you're working on a Ducati is you should always have the coffee. You need to have, hey, who wants a coffee? This is why Ducati gets you with their labor fees, because they stop every 8 minutes to have a nice hot cup of espresso. Who wants an espresso? Not bad. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and remove this, which is a 12 millimeter bolt. Hey, listen, if you can't have fun, why bother? It helps if I go the right way. There we go. Now, as you all know, you should know, brake fluid, not your friend, okay? Stuff's corrosive. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some shop towels, AKA paper towels, and I'm just gonna protect this area now just to make sure that we don't get any drippage on the bike. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this completely now. And you may have a little bit of seepage, and when we're done this whole process, we'll have to bleed the brakes because we are introducing a little bit of air into the line. So you're going to go ahead and take off this bolt, and you're going to do away with the two washers that come with, and discard. Okay, so you've got the two new washers that come with the brake switch. And we are going to put one on each side of this here. And we're going to put this through here. And it may take it a second or two to get this to line up. Let's get the barrel lined up with the threads. It's easier if you just keep this up and out of the way. So now we just go ahead and thread it in. I believe it's a 9/16. Just going to put my hand up there, yep. So now we can just keep this up so it doesn't get all twisted. Once we get this snugged up, we'll just zip tie it. We'll test it first. Gotta make sure it works, but why wouldn't it work? Yeah, this is the M10 with the 1 millimeter thread. I'll include it in the link. Make sure that's nice and tight. And then now we're just going to go ahead and plug this in, and we will test it. Okay, moment of truth. Is it going to work? Hey! All right! So, $12. It's that simple. Now what I'm going to do is just button up the wire, zip tie it back up, put the side panel back on, and toss the seat back on for good measure, and go take it for a test ride. Again, you might need to do a bit of a bleed on the brakes. We'll take it for a test ride and see how it feels. But it's that simple, guys. Super easy. $12. You know, you can use the tools you have laying around at the house. A little bit of heat shrink, and that's it. So. Thanks for tuning in. Any questions? Leave a comment. And if you go ahead and give this video a like, that'd be awesome. That'd be great. And other than that, we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for tuning in.